Okay, we're going to do the exhaust, this range hood and chimney that come from the ceiling. It's going to come down from up here someplace. I have the drawing that I started in class. I haven't drawn I don't have the island in there, but that's not really significant for this demonstration. So here, this is here out in the middle of, it's like away from the walls. So to get its position, I'm going to draw a straight line. So as I was saying in class, you have to relate it to the wall or connect it to the wall. Since I've got the architecture is drawn to the wall and lines up about like that. So I don't have, if there's a slight error, it'll be okay. You want to make this as close as you can. So from the station point, I want to project these 2 points. I'm going to bring them down here to the top of the wall. So I'm going to go up, there, up, there. So from here and here, I'm coming straight down. And I'm going to approximate, since I lost track of my triangle yesterday. But I know I can look and see, like this right here is almost like right by the window frame here. So I can assume if I have a triangle, even here, when I'm not using a drafting table, I could put the base of the triangle here, and then the side of the triangle down here, hypotenuse would go there, and I can get it. But let's just say I'm coming straight down. If you're not using a drafting table, you're kind of winging it. Something that I could do, if I have this, and I'm trying to, I'm locating this because of its proximity to the window frame, which helps, and I can do that. I could also measure between these two. That is about a 1 1/8. So then I'm going to come over here. From here, I'm not going to do 1 1/8 down there. I'm going to just go 1 1/8 straight across. This is an approximation again, but it should be pretty close. So let me see, if I just do this straight line down and do that, I can check to make sure that that stays a straight line. Good. So as you know, you don't have to draw those lines all the way down, but this is a demonstration. All right. Get a more solid red here. So like there and there. So I draw these imaginary lines over to the wall, connecting it to the wall, project up, down, and I get these 2 marks at the edge of the ceiling. And those 2 marks, basically, like in the perspective, I'm really just going to be drawing these 2 lines from the vanishing point through this here, out across the ceiling. So now I'm in the perspective and I'm drawing across the ceiling. Good, that's my ceiling. So that helps me to see where my ceiling is. Now I can project corners from the object. And since I've got these lines here, I'm going to project this corner and this corner. They're going to come down here and here. And then I'll use the left vanishing point to finish drawing the rest of it. So here. And I believe I mentioned before, if you're getting like this is H1, that's hood 1. You get a lot of marks piling up along your picture plane. Label them, then you can keep track of which one is which. So this is an H1 here and an H2 there. Without my drafting table or triangle, I'm just going to try to like approximate parallel with this line down here. Good, make this close, hopefully close enough. Okay, so this is the corner that's farthest, so this is me, right? Standing there, like looking at that stuff. That's silly. So this is me looking, and then this is closest to me, this is farthest away. I project this one and it comes down, it's going to be farther down the line. And about like that. So I go there. And this one, H2, comes down. Okay. Well, this is the hood. You know what? Yeah, that's okay. I'll have these marks for the outside of the hood. That flares out. Actually, what I want is that interior. That's good, right there. Then I would go here. And there. Good, so this shape here in perspective is this bigger one. I'm going to do the next one. Okay, and here I'll just like look at this line and keep this parallel. As I can. Okay. Pretty close. Okay, I'm going to say chimney and chimney 2. So these two here are closer together, they're in the middle of those, and they're going to come down to the top of the wall. And I'm approximating that parallel. But with some of these lines coming closer together, actually, I'm going to draw that. With some of these lines getting closer together, I can use them to help me keep this straight since I don't have the triangle and drafting table. Good. There and there. So 2 marks in the middle. Okay, so I got 2 marks in the middle for like these sides. Then I'm going to project the corners of that interior shape because that's the interior shape here. This is the chimney and then this is the flared out range hood. Okay, then you can see I better keep track of what I'm which marks I'm drawing from. This is chimney 3. I might even just color code this and draw with blue instead. That's the dull pencil. Why are they not? There we go. Green. It's a nice, we're getting springtime here. Green. Green. There. Good. All right. just try this one. Measure there. And I believe that's going to be my good. Oh, nope, wrong spot. I'm not bringing them down to the outer line. I'm bringing them down to this one right here. There. There. Yeah, good. They're coming down fairly parallel. And this is good like that. This, that's should be maybe a little more like that. That's pretty good. So these two marks are those two corners. And then I draw to the vanishing point. There. So this right here, this is my shape of the opening. That's where that chimney connects to the ceiling. And then this can come straight down. Like that. Don't see that back corner, so I don't need to draw that one. So the height, if it's about 6 feet, 6 feet is here. So I could do this, like 6 feet is going to be like the where the flared out hood ends. And then this down to the vanishing point here. So here comes Elliot. He might make a cameo. Okay. So the bottom of this, you don't, I mean, like I'm drawing from here to the vanishing point, which is just a little bit below what I'm drawing. If this is my outer shape, yeah, it's a pretty big hood. Well, that's okay. I want to make sure we don't have the interior fill up with nasty smells from whatever we're cooking, even though I'm sure it tastes great. All right, so that's the width of it there. Now, if this really, like, if you're drawing this and like, so this is like the bottom of this hood. So so from here, look at designs of range hoods. I'm going to approximate, like this is going to be like a vertical, like side of it. There. Yeah, that's kind of good. If it's just kind of, some of them are just flat across, like, you know, there's kind of like, it's just like a wider band and then it's like sucks in all the stuff it's supposed to. And let's see, I'm going to darken that in case this is a little too light. Hopefully that green wasn't too light for you to see it. Okay. Good. Okay. I think the corner of this should be in a different spot. It's really close. The corner of this doesn't really line up, of the larger part doesn't really line up with that. I'm just going to make a judgment and just shift this over to the side like that. Change this angle a little bit. You barely see any difference, but it was looking like the left side was bigger. Okay. Okay. Okay, that'll get it right there. Okay, so that's how you would locate its position on the ceiling so that you know where to draw your, like the chimney coming down from. And then that's the rest of how you would draw it. Bring it down, locate your height at 6 feet. No, actually I didn't do that right. God, even I forget. 6 feet is here. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be a whole lot different. What I need to do is bring 6 feet from the corner out to, if this is the, yeah, it's going to make it higher. This is actually the bottom. So I didn't bring my 6 feet out from the corner. I just drew from there. And so if I want the 6 feet, I draw from this vanishing point across this wall at 6 feet, and then I have to bring this down, this like bit that I projected that lines up with the larger part here. Continue this down, and where that intersects, that bottom edge is what actually is going to be looks going to be 6 feet off the floor, which means that I would see, like if this is the absolute bottom edge, I can see this really thin rectangle of the interior of it. Then I'm going to come back and do this, like the height here, and just approximate a height for the thickness of this. There. That's better. It wasn't far off, even though I made that error, because 6 feet is very close to the horizon line, and if there were anything that were the same height as the horizon line, it would just be flat, a flat horizontal across the bottom. So here, you might do some kind of like marks here. Yeah, it's pretty good. There you are. Here's a little stainless or galvanized iron or something like that. We'll talk about rendering next week. Just actually wanted to just sketch this in so you could see the volume of it. The pencil smears so nicely on the trace. Couldn't resist it. There. Good. So there you go. There's your range hood.